You know what's great about being a ghost? I get to watch Space Jam 2: A New Legacy without paying for a subscription or having to go to a movie theater and pay like $15. Have fun having to pay $15 to go to the movie theater to watch the movie. Have fun with your HBO Max subscription. Ha ha ha. Wait, what's going on? Huh. At least I have my HBO Max subscription on me. Ba-da-da-da-da. Maher and Brahim's Adventures. Ba-da-bum. So Space Jam 2: A New Legacy finally came out on HBO Max and in theaters, and what do I think of it? It's actually pretty good. So for the three people who don't know, Space Jam: A New Legacy, or Space Jam 2, is, if you guessed it, a sequel to the 1996 film Space Jam. That movie did so well, so a sequel had to happen eventually, but it took a while for it to happen because of a few reasons, one of them being the fact that Michael Jordan didn't want to be in a sequel, so it was kind of put on a shelf and kind of just stayed there. So all of a sudden, around like the 2000s, like 2010s, a rumor started circling around that LeBron James was going to be in a sequel to Space Jam, but nothing really came out of it. And then finally, last year, at like the end of the year, we finally got the first teaser to Space Jam: A New Legacy. How does this movie hold up? Is it better than the original? Or is it horrible? Let's find out. The animation. 2D animation is back in theaters and I'm all for it. You will not understand how happy I am for this to happen. The last 2D movie we got was Teen Titans Go to the Movies in 2018. I'm kind of ashamed that that was the last thing in 2D animation. But I'm so glad that it's back in 2021. It's just so amazing the fact that we're still getting it. Yes, they do turn CG halfway through the movie, but we still got a good chunk of 2D. And I really do like that. I could gush about the animation for the 2D so much, but I think we should talk about the CG for a little bit. It's fine. It has like a certain like grayscale where like it's cartoony enough where it's expressive, but at the same time it's not too cartoony where it looks out of place. So like for instance, Alvin and the Chipmunks or the Smurf live action movies, they like lean into more the realistic side. So when they end up doing like trying to be like expressive, it looks creepy and weird. But at the same time, it's not too far where it's like near Tom and Jerry, where it's so like cartoony and so expressive that it just doesn't fit. Like it doesn't look like it fits. This is more in line with let's say Woody Woodpecker, the live action one, where yeah they have like a bit like they have details on them like fur and stuff to make them look like they belonged, but at the same time they're not too realistic where it's creepy, but it's still expressive enough if you know what I'm saying. But it's not that it's perfect. There are like some models like Lola or Granny, which just sticks out to me. But besides that, at least Daffy and Bugs look nice, so there's a point for that. Anyway, I think I should stop gushing about the animation, or at least for the 2D part. It's so great. But anyway, I think we should get on to our next point. The actors. So some people might be wondering what I mean by the actors. Well, let me explain. This movie is an animation/live action hybrid film. And such, if you're the actors, you need to convince the audience that you're actually talking to cartoon characters, people who aren't there. An amazing example of this is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where Eddie Valiant, aka Bob Hoskins, really does try and sell you that he is talking to Roger Rabbit, a fictional cartoon rabbit. I can gush about that film all I want, but there's already a billion videos about it, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Anyway, the point why I'm talking about this is that, in the first movie at least, Michael Jordan does not convince you that he's actually talking to Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck or any of the other Looney Tunes. This is because, even though he is a basketball player, and a good one at that, he is not an actor. And that's really big, because since he's not an actor, whenever he talks to them, he doesn't try to do certain things. Like, he doesn't try to meet eye lines to make it look like he's actually looking at them, and he doesn't try and give his performance well. He's just saying in the more monochrome voice, or like, he just seems like he's just round up and doesn't know what to do, and is just reading something off the script, which he basically is doing. However, I should safely say that LeBron James and all the other characters actually do feel like they're actually talking to their characters. That's probably because LeBron James, whenever he talks to Bugs Bunny or any of the Looney Tunes, he is also a toon, which I'm saying that's probably a good thing because he's able to do more retakes and able to have like a more emphasis on his voice. But even if he is when he is live action and the characters are toon, like the toons are actually CG, he does make you believe that he's looking at them, which is a good thing. And that's why I'm talking about it, because I just wanted to make that clear. Even though Michael Jordan isn't a good actor, LeBron James is semi a good actor. So he is able to sell you that he is actually there. And that is a good point for me. Anyway, I think we should now go on to the part that everyone's been waiting for, the plot. The plot. So the plot is relatively pretty simple. It's actually basically the first Space Jam's plot, but reverse. Because in that one, the Looney Tunes need Michael Jordan's help to win a basketball game, or else they die. But in this movie, LeBron James needs to win the basketball game, so he gets the help of the Looney Tunes, or else he dies. Pretty simple. Basically, he and his son are kind of like falling out, and the son has like this one quirk, and the dad feels like he's like moving away from him, but he doesn't know what to do because all he wants to do is basketball, but the son wants to code basketball. Yeah, this is looking very similar to Mitchell vs. Machines, except I will point out that unlike Mitchell vs. Machines, where Katie's little quirk could be taken out of the movie and nothing would change about it, here his quirk is integral to the plot. So ending up, we meet the algorithm of Warner Brothers. I don't know why they're doing that, but basically he's kind of mad that no one ever like knows he exists. So he tries to see if maybe like if he teams up with LeBron James to make a movie called Born in 3000, then he'll finally get the recognition he deserves. But LeBron James turns down the pitch, so he kidnaps him, like anyone would do. I mean, I'd probably do the same thing as well, to be honest. Anyway, he sends LeBron to the reject realm and gives him 24 hours to assemble a team to play basketball. And for some reason, he has Algae Rhythm has like this weird vendetta against Looney Tunes for some reason. It's not really explained. Some people think that's because how he thinks they're old, but I don't know. It's like he just hates them for some reason. So he ends up coming across Bugs Bunny, but wait, all the Looney Tunes are gone. And actually, Bugs does have a reason to hate Algae Rhythm. He like showed up at their Toon World and was like, "Hey guys, you guys do know that we have like a billion different places to go to. So like, why don't you guys head over to there? Like, we have The Matrix. You guys want to buy that movie? You guys want to watch that like 2 times?" Yeah, a lot of people don't like this part of the movie. I don't find anything wrong, but most people think as like a shameless like way to just say, "Hey, look at all these movies we have. Don't you guys want to watch them on HBO Max for only $2.99 a month? We'll watch them." But I don't find it too bad. It doesn't stay for too long, and I mean I do like how it is, kind of sometimes. I won't get like some of the things, like there's a part where he went to Harry Potter World, but I didn't get any of that. But I'm ashamed kind of that I knew everything about the DC thing, even though I've never read a comic. This is Batman. Anyway, so they all, after assembling all the Looney Tunes, he takes them back to Toon World, and like the timer goes down. And what we learn is that his son that Algae Rhythm kidnapped has kind of been like lying to him. And basically, remember that game I talked about that you didn't talk about? Yeah, that coding thing that you can do? Well, he ended up making a game, and he decided to use that as like the way. However, unlike regular Space Jam, which was actually like a legit basketball game, this one uses like extra little things for it. It's like there's power-ups, there's little boost pads you can do. The sky's the limit on what you can do. It's a video game. So they end up going in. He comes in. He's like telling them, "Wow, you guys are so ugly. I'm gonna give you guys upgrades." And then he goes ahead and he decides to turn them 3D. And what's happening to me?
Oh no!
Oh no, is right, Bugs. I didn't know that me talking about a movie about 2D characters turning into CGI characters would also affect me as well. Nah, whatever, I guess I'll just continue doing the video like this then. So then after this, it basically plays out as, well, this first Space Jam movie. The Goon Squad scores a few points, the Toon Squad scores a few points, but they're not really doing so well. But unlike the other movie where they were just flat out cheating, in this one, they're basically just trying to be like LeBron James, but LeBron James doesn't know how to play this version of basketball, so they're losing. So they end up getting, not secret stuff, but a pep talk by Lola out of all people. So they end up deciding to, you know what, screw the regular rules. Let's do Looney. And then they start doing basically what they did in the other movie, where they basically just started doing a bunch of random gags. Which, I mean, they're funny. Pretty funny. Like the part with Wile E. Coyote. And then ending up, the Monsters somehow get the upper hands. Or not the Monsters. The Goon Squad get the upper hands. They start beating them up where they actually feel like they're gonna, like, get hurt. And then finally it all culminates. The son decides, you know, I want to join my dad's team. So the algorithm decides to become a player, and they start cheating, and they're 1 point away, and then the son reminds him of this glitch that happened that froze the whole game, but the problem is that when you freeze the game, someone died. Whoever did the glitch dies, so LeBron decides to sacrifice himself, and then he's about to do it. He's about to do it. Whoa, what the Bugs? Yeah, so then Bugs decides to do it instead of him out of nowhere, and then he dies. I'm not joking, he actually dies. For about, like, a few minutes. Yeah, at, like, the very end of the movie when they're finally all free and stuff, you see Bugs just comes to life in, like, the real world. I don't know what happened, I'm being serious. And honestly, that's how the movie ends. It just ends book open like that. And that was Space Jam 2. Would I recommend? The short answer is yes, I would recommend you watching this movie, at least for the visuals alone. A lot of critics on YouTube and on the internet are criticizing this movie harshly, and I don't think that gives it justice. Their reason for criticizing it and calling it a bad movie is of all the Warner Bros. References and how they're calling it the Emoji Movie of 2021. But I think that's just really rude to the movie. And I mean, because, like, it's not even that bad. It seems like all they're doing is they're pointing at the scene with all the Warner Brothers references and being like, "Ha, look, the movie's bad, but we're not going to watch the rest of the movie. Why would we?" And I think it's honestly really good. It might even be better than the Mitchell vs. the Machines. I'm not even joking. At least watch it for the animation. That's all I'm asking. It doesn't seem soulless. It seems like the people actually really did put care into the movie. And I hate the fact that it's getting so low reviews on stuff like Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb. All because some people don't like the fact that Rick and Morty appeared for a 2-second cameo, which was really out of field, and I can't believe they did that.
It's your problem now, dum-dum!
Oh, looks like I turned back to normal while that clip was playing. Anyway, please subscribe for more videos, and that's all, folks. I've always wanted to do that.